BlissCo Cannabis Corp is a Canadian wellness cannabis brand based in British Columbia and a multi-licensed cultivator, processor, and distributor of premium cannabis. BlissCo owns and operates an 18,000 square foot state-of-the-art GMP facility located in Vancouver, British Columbia, with extraction, cultivation, and processing rooms. With a license to process cannabis oil acquired in August of 2018, BlissCo's extraction lab is also in operation, preparing a line of full-spectrum oils for distribution in 2019. BlissCo Cannabis Corp is listed on the CSE under the ticker symbol BLIS.
We will sales license. We'll have our sales
Welcome
license.
back. I'm here with Damien Kedwell. He's the CEO of BlissCo Cannabis. And Damien, you brought some samples with you.
We have brought some samples, James.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So now you've got products on the shelves in the Ontario Cannabis Store and elsewhere.
BC Cannabis Store as of Monday and Tuesday. Exciting time in the evolution of BlissCo. We have pre-rolls, 3 pre-rolls.
What's that?
That is the next generation pre-roll. So that's an exciting one, James, because
I was going to say, it looks exciting.
That is that's pulled from the ocean, and it's ocean waste. So there's big blobs of plastic floating out there.
The casing is?
The casing is waste plastic pulled out of the ocean.
Wow,
so,
that's impressive.
Yeah, no, we've worked hard to source it.
This is recycled product.
That is recycled product, and then this, which is hit the BC shelves, and soon to be Alberta and New Brunswick and Saskatchewan. This is from recycled milk jugs, the bottom half of it here. So
really?
That's quite exciting. This one actually is not. We had our first order is the standard, but we do have 50,000 in our facility now that are going to be packaged. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're excited.
No,
we are excited.
So with these, is this your entire product suite that you brought, basically the packaging?
Just brought some goodies. Sorry that they're empty. This pouch too is compostable paper.
Okay.
So you got to take the labels off, and then the bags will be compostable, and so the pre-rolled tubes go inside. So inside here is a pre-rolled tube.
Right. You've been selling loose cannabis on the Canadian or the Ontario Cannabis Store for a while now, haven't you?
Not at this point. No. So we just got our first. So we're from Vancouver, BC. We're a cannabis wellness brand from Vancouver, BC. And since it was last in studio, things have really evolved for the company. So we've basically got our oil production license in November. So we've got 3 SKUs of oil, the droppers that are coming out: a high CBD and a balanced 2 to 1 CBD to THC, and then a THC oil as well. And that'll be coming out in the summertime. But we got our oil. So we got our dried flower sales license in November, and so that enables us to sell dried flower, 3.5 7-gram containers, or pre-rolls. And so that's our initial offering. And really, the future for BlissCo is the oils. We currently have we can put out a few 100,000 of these a year, but with the expansion plans we have, we'll be putting out over 10 million of these a year, 30 milligram containers of vessels of oil. And this as well is glass, so it's recyclable, the glass. So that
very cool.
Fits in with our focus of being, we're really a whole, real focus on the full spectrum, so whole flower, whole you. As you know, there's over 60 cannabinoids in the cannabis plant, and so we want our customers and our patients to be able to use all of those, be able to receive all the medical benefits of all of those cannabinoids. So we're really focused on the full spectrum. So
interesting.
Yeah.
On that point, I can't tell you how many times that somebody mentions the number of CBDs, and the number invariably ranges from, I think 60 is the lowest I've heard, up to 140.
Yeah. I mean, the science continues to evolve, but I just kind of be safe and say above 60.
The 60 you know about.
60, yeah. So there's a CBDA, and there's CBD, there's just a whole multitude of them. We are moving down on some research fronts. We did present about a month ago in Toronto at the Sick Kids Research Institute in Toronto. It was quite exciting. There was pediatric researchers from across Canada with doctors, and they were looking to. It was basically organized by a nonprofit called MyCERN, and they wanted to ensure that when there is a clinical trial on pediatric research in regards to cannabinoids, that it's really focused, because we are a wide geographic country with a limited amount of sick kids, and so really they're trying to focus on a clinical trial for cannabinoids that'll work for pediatric researchers. And as you probably heard, in Israel, there's pediatric research that's being done on autism, and some early results show that autism, the use of cannabinoids, can help children with their autism, and so we're helping just with some introductions, and we're going to participate in the future in trials like that and other trials as well. So BlissCo is it's really been quite a journey, and we are now at the stage where we have revenue. So after 5.5 years, we have accounts receivable, and it's only going to grow. So it's really exciting times.
Okay, so what's your cultivation footprint look like?
So we are a processor first and foremost.
Okay.
So
you buy your inputs from others.
That's right. We have 2 supply agreements. Number one from Supreme Cannabis Company, which is a minority shareholder in BlissCo. We're fortunate to have them as a minority strategic investor. And then we have a supply agreement for up to 3,000 kilos of cannabis for the medical market over the next 2 years. And as well, we're fortunate to be working with Green Seal Cannabis, which is a licensed producer in Stratford, Ontario. And we basically buy from Green Seal in bulk, just like we buy from Supreme in bulk, and then we package into containers. We get a QA to sign off on it and do the certificate of analysis on our side, and the lab tests are done. And then and we put it into pre-rolls as well, and we ship that out. And these pre-rolls have been very popular. We're hearing very strong results in the first few days in BC of retailers buying a good amount of our inventory in the first week. So really, it's quite exciting. We do have a small grow ourselves, but 95% of what we sell is grown by others. So we're similar to Valens and Metafarms, but we're different because we have a brand. So we're really much focused on building our BlissCo brand.
Okay, so you are first and foremost involved in extraction, as you say.
Yes.
And that's interesting. So you're a third model. So Valens Grow does the toll milling model, so to speak, but they also have proprietary input, but I haven't heard of them adding that yet. And then we've got Metafarm, who's strictly a buyer of external product that they then put into a product form. And you've got external partners from who you get feedstock, and you create your own brand.
That's right. That's right.
Wow, it's interesting. We've got 3 of the same things here. May the best man win.
We're happy to stay in our lane. We're very much focused on building our cannabis wellness brand, and we're very much focused on getting this to market, and then of course vape pens and the full extracts that are coming out, with extracts, edibles, and topicals coming out later this year. But extracts is going to be a focus for ours.
Okay, so in the short term, do you see that we've got new rules coming out, meaning that everybody can now make extracted products like edibles, beverages, vape pens, etc. Do you see that you're going to possibly face a competition for feedstock because pricing is going to go up due to the shortages created by this huge new wave of demand coming from the edibles?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and there will be demand for product, but the reality is there's more licensed producers coming on board all the time. We get approached by I'd say at least 3 licensed producers a month who want to sell to us. And as well, what we're starting to do now, James, is starting to buying outdoor hemp, high CBD hemp that is grown outdoors from industrial hemp farmers who are licensed under the Cannabis Act. We've processed a first run of that, and the certificate of analysis results from the lab have come back positive. So as we move to the outdoor cultivation phase in regards to hemp, we're going to see things really change on that front. And you're never going to be able to compete with the quality of indoor grown cannabis for medical purposes, for pain, and for high THC. But on the CBD side, there will be a lot more feed coming online, or a lot more biomass coming online. So we're really blessed and excited to have our current partners as supply partners with Supreme and Green Seal, and we're expanding that slowly and making sure that it's done the right way. And you need to be careful what you bring into your facility, because you don't want to bring in any contaminants.
Sure.
And we are going through the European GMP process right now. So there's 5 companies in Canada that have a European GMP certified facility. We had the 2 Germans on site in late January for 4 days, and they came and they visited our facility. They went to our lab, and as well we were fortunate to have Health Canada come as observers, because they wanted to learn about this GMP process, which is great. And so that is a real a focus of ours as well, is to build our brand internationally. Is just focus on Germany and Europe to start. And so it's quite an extensive process, this European GMP certification, and we're going to get there. This year. I'm
not an expert on extraction, and I'm curious because it seems to me that a layperson's thinking, which this is, if you're going to create an extracted concentrate from a plant, then technically, theoretically, shouldn't that plant, it not matter whether the plant is indoor or outdoor?
One thing that I do have to say, we spend a lot of time with our quality assurance team. We've got a team of 4, soon to be 5. And one of the concerns that we talk about with outdoor farmers is basically birds flying over top and excrement coming from the sky. So that's that's honestly what QA is concerned about. And then number 2, they're concerned about being too close to another farm and things blowing over, any sort of pesticides. And so when you're an outdoor farmer, you want to be focused. If you're an outdoor hemp or cannabis farmer, you want to be focused on land and soil that has grown hay and canola. And so because those two stalks, those two those two crops, you don't require any pesticides. So there's been other folks that we hear out there that have grown that are growing hemp in properties where there's maybe different crops other than that, maybe flowers, maybe whatever it might be, and there are some residual pesticide issues, so that's a very sensitive issue to us as we not only subscribe to the Health Canada standards of good production practices, we're taking it a level higher with good manufacturing practices, so really spending a lot of time getting to know your suppliers and your partners is really key for us.
Sure.
So yeah.
So this whole sort of expectation by the investment community that this wave of outdoor grown hemp derived CBD is going to undermine the viability of all of those very expensive ultra high-tech indoor grows sounds like it might be completely false.
I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, for sure, because number one, there will be, some might say, high CBD hemp grown outside, potentially high CBD cannabis grown over time. But if you want really high quality cannabis that has a higher THC or that good balance, the most controlled environments would be indoor. And for instance, for the German markets, I could not see at this early stage that the Germans would allow us to extract and export hemp or cannabis grown outdoors. I mean, time will tell, but I don't think I would want to go down that road with our German inspectors. They feel a lot more comfortable with indoor grown cannabis. And so we had our friendly German inspectors, and they hadn't been to it. They're inspecting pharmaceutical facilities, and they came to our facility, and they're like, "Oh, this is our first cannabis facility." And so then they said, "Oh, we're used to we need to check your service records going back 3 years for your HVAC equipment." And we're like, "We've only been in service. We've only been licensed for about 11 months when they came. Not even that." So they're like, "Then we need to do more extensive research on your quality of your water." And we're just outside Vancouver, so we've got good quality water. And so the level of detail you go into, so with this European GMP certification is quite high. So we're very cautious. Probably ought to only ever be indoor that we would be interested in extracting and exporting under the GMP model.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, Damien, that's incredible. You've really actually educated me today, which doesn't happen every day on this show, but most days it does. Let's leave it there for now. We'll come back to you soon. Congratulations on your product rollout and everything. I'm going to look for BlissCo, and I can't wait to try the product. Nice. Well, I'm here with Nafisa, our sales manager, and we're going to submit to Ontario right in the near future to get these oils in there. So we look forward to bringing you some oils one day from Ontario. Perfect. Thanks so much, James. Thanks for your time. David.